Well, aloha. I wonder what it is about that magic number 3. As I was ringing the bell, it was like I rang it twice, but there was something missing until you do it the 3rd time. And guess what? I have no idea. It's just all intuition. Very good. So there you go. So welcome. I am Reverend Patrick, in case you are here for the first time. And this is the wonderful Reverend Rita. Yeah. And over to my right is Carrie and Michael Fox, who we know who delight us every weekend, every Sunday with that. And at this time, we like to do our announcements, so I'd like to invite up Michelle LeMay. But I cannot do that because she's not here. And so, but she is in San Francisco right now, or nearby, watching us. So let's just all say aloha, Michelle. Aloha, Michelle.
Aloha.
Okay, so I will not try to copy her. I will just be me. How about that? So I will go through them as quickly as possible. They are in your program. The first thing I'd like to bring out is that we have a lovely bookstore over there, and our Science of Mind books are here, and I think it's, Miguel Ruiz, who was the 4 Agreements. He's this month, and then why I have this one, because this was last month. And then, oh, that's yours. Okay. So there, very good, thank you. And so I have something very special happening today. Marion Head, you may stand and just let them all see you. There you go. She has written the Revolutionary Agreements, but this isn't new. This is the second version of an edition of it, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And it's called Revolutionary for a reason, because it's going all around this country, just and world, just being able to just with these agreements just change your life. So they're in a lot of CSL, they're in Unity, and there's a whole program. So if you are visiting for the first time and would like to know more about this, but the books are available today, and Marion is here to sign them if you'd like, and also if you want to go lighter out the door, it's which you don't, but if you did, it would. You have a little bookmark that has all the agreements on it, some of the agreements, right? And they're free. But that doesn't matter here because we're all abundant here at CSL Kauai. So there you go. So congratulations on the 2nd edition, and we have a lot of people writing books, and they're in our bookstore, and it's just so wonderful to have members doing this, and thank you for bringing it. She did it at our Sacred Journey last year as well as one of the workshops. Right after today is the men and women's group. The women will stay here at the center, and the men will be cast outside by the beach, and I just like the word cast. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right here. Where? Right here, 6 o'clock, Reverend Diane. And she does Spirit Talk, and it's 1 hour, and it is just an absolutely wonderful meditative, and they have a little discussion, and we've been to it a couple times now, and it's just wonderful. So thank you for that addition to our center. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a musical thing I'm going through. But every Tuesday between 11 and 2, Rev Rita and myself, we open up the center for you to come for an hour, 45 minutes actually, and just get to know us. So mostly get to know you is really what we're about. And so please take advantage of that. The sign up is out there. This is week 8 of Beyond Limits and How to Change Your Life, Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And tonight, and this Wednesday, we're talking about death. Okay, but as a human concept. Yeah, that moved the room like I've never seen anything move. But anyway, 6 to 8, come on down because it's going to be absolutely wonderful. We're also talking about healing and all of that kind of good stuff. And that's at 6 o'clock, only a couple left. In Hanalei, well actually Princeville, we have Anna Myers who's doing spiritual circles where they discuss something from the Science Mind magazine. That is also over there, all the information. Something new, this coming Saturday is the caucus, if you guys are familiar. As a center, we do not, and I repeat, do not become political in any way or endorse anyone or any party. But what we do endorse is peace. And so this Saturday from 8 to 12, because we have a wonderful workshop coming up right after that, we're going to set this atmosphere for peace. And we're going to do it on election day as well, so that the highest outcome, the highest good for everyone, I repeat, everyone, is risen to that level. So that's what we do here. That's what we do here. And so please come this Saturday between 8 and 12. There'll be music, there'll be some peace dancing, there'll be a lot of things, but that's just to do that. Then, after you're all peaced out, at 2 o'clock, there you go, Paul Sterling's here in the house from 2 to 5 with Argue Less and Love More. Is that correct? And just absolutely wonderful. There's been a lot of interest, Paul. Everybody's like going, but you know Kaua'i. We will be committing the day before it occurs. Just to let you know, it's going to be wonderful. We're excited. And that's from 2 to 5 next Saturday. What time? And there's also a special deal if you come with 2. You don't have to be a couple, just 2. There we go. And then Argue Less, Love More. And then what's the next Sunday? Easter. You know, Easter's a lovely day. And we're going to have some extra stuff. And we're going to have some fun. And just to let you know, Reverend Patrick FEren is going to be bringing in the famous deviled eggs. That's right. I remember the time I made 100 of them for a center. Oh, yes, I did. And they were gone in 5, do I repeat, 5 minutes. Everyone says, I don't really do deviled eggs. Really? That's interesting. They're never left on the plate. So anyway, so there you go. And then if you haven't had enough of my deviled eggs, on Monday, Carrie and Michael will be doing spirit sound infusion. Can we give it up for that? Have anybody who was there the last time? There you go. And then last but not least, a little teaser of something that's coming up. It's called Flying Solo. It's 6 weeks. 7th week is a performance. It is 10 minutes that each participant, only 12 in this, will do their own little one-person show based on, no acting required, Jackie. She was like, I just loved the participation. She was like, no way, there ain't nobody putting me up there. But what I know about it is we've been wanting to do this for 3 years now, and the time has arrived. And what it is that we have a background, 25 years together of this writing, directing. And so what it is it's taking a snippet from your life and turning it into just putting it out there. And it is going to be absolutely, and if you're not going to be participating, please come to the final performance. I believe it's like June 7th. So it's going to be absolutely wonderful. We've done it all over the country, and it's just really worked out well. So here it comes to CSL Kauai. All right. Once again, I am not Michelle. I am Reverend Patrick, but those were the wonderful announcements. There you go. Yes. What? Oh. You guys are like directing me all over the place today. It's like, no, yes, no. But here I'm going to direct right now us to take some time for ourselves. How about that? And to do that, I'm going to invite Reverend Diane up, and Rita, is going to light the peace candle. And where does peace begin? Right here. So this is what we do every week. We light that, and I turn this over to Reverend Diane.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like you to join me for meditation this morning. And I have brought a wonderful quote from the Science of Mind magazine for this current month. Have you been reading Reverend Julie's daily guides? Yesterday just struck me. And so I had to look up St. Catherine of Siena. She was 33 when she died, and she was sainted for her work and for her visionary work. But this quote, it just struck me, and so I'm going to read it for you. We're going to spend about 5 minutes in meditation together, and I invite you to just take this quote in and see what it means for you. So we'll all just take a deep breath together, if you'd like. Know that you are perfectly safe here. You are fully supported by your chair. You can let go and relax into this lovely, time together. St. Catherine tells us, "Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire." Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire. Enjoy your time to be quiet. who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire. As we bring that awareness back to this time, back to this space, I know that this service is a blessing to each one of us. Centered here in this place of peace and love, and knowing who we really are, I give thanks for the blessing of this time together in sacred spiritual community. I give thanks for all who have brought their gifts to share with each other with an open heart. And so the love is felt between each one. The joy of spirit is felt within each one, and this day is amazing. I give thanks for God moving in and through each one of us, moving in and through Reverends Patrick and Rita, through Michael and Carrie, bringing us, through Freddie bringing his gifts. I am so blessed to know that right here and right now this service is unfolding in the right and perfect way for each one of us to receive what we came here to receive and to give what we came here to give. And so I say, thank you, God within me. With a grateful heart, I release this word to the infinite law of mind that takes this word and brings it forth in the right and perfect way for each one. What a blessing. Together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Sage, sage. Sage says, you know what, Carrie, you think you have a high note? I will take that and raise it too. It's a special day because Sage and their families, today you're leaving, I mean this week you're leaving, right? So we have absolutely, you'll be back to visit. You'll be back to visit. Thank you so much. We've enjoyed you. So welcome again.
Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. Thank you, Reverend Diane. That was so beautiful. Very peaceful and just what I needed right now. Thank you. So here you are, you're in a Center for Spiritual Living, and maybe you're here for the first time and you don't know what we believe or what we practice here, or maybe you've been here for a while and you still want to hear it again. So I try to say it in a different way every week so that perhaps the way I say it that time will just hit a core, hit a keynote, as Emma Curtis Hopkins would say, hit a keynote. So,
I'll let Janice.
What?
I was just,
Oh,
Janice,
1 minute.
Just check in with them to see if they...
Oh, we have
They're
some
your
children,
friends from
Janice.
before, remember? Hey, guys.
Janice sits here every week and holds a space for our youth center, which kind of comes and goes, but apparently we have some youth here today, so thank you. Anyway.
There you go.
Here we go. Okay, so one of the things about this philosophy, it's very flexible and it's very in the moment. And it's like, I remember when I was on a labyrinth one time, I brought my friend there and I was thinking of it when we were meditating in your quote. And I brought her there. She was going to have this big, peaceful experience on the labyrinth. And all of a sudden there were these children that were just running through the labyrinth. And then I just realized it's always unfolding perfectly. So Center for Spiritual Living, Science of Mind and Spirit, our job is to uncover God in every person, because that's who we are. We are the divine presence. We can call it God. We can call it whatever we want. It doesn't care what we call it. It's one thing, and it is only one thing. There's only one power. And what we want to do is uncover that presence, that power within ourselves, and just let go of all the stuff that's standing in the way of it. So we come to do that every Sunday to clear our minds and remember who we are. So thank you for being here, and I invite you to just open up and allow yourself to just feel that presence that's within you. You're the only one that can feel it. And it's unique to each of us.
Indeed. And who is here for the very first time? I know there is a few. Just there you go. There's one, there's two, there's three. Oh, my goodness. Welcome, first of all, and happy first day of spring. Did you know that?
Oh,
Did you
that's
know
right.
this is the first day of spring?
It is.
And
Yay.
because of that, we have some special information that we found out about you. I know you came in later and you thought, oh, they don't even know me, but we know you. And we know all of you. So we're just going to not hold back any longer. We're just going to let them know what we know, and that is you are magnificent. But then you already knew that, probably. Yeah, you did. But it's always good to be reminded. And I bet you're thinking, how did they know that? Well, we know that because we know that about ourselves, don't we? So shall we all together? I am magnificent. One more time. I am magnificent. Just keep saying it and saying it and saying it.
Sometimes it's hard to say that to ourselves, but if it is, then all the more reason to say it and take it in and really allow yourself the time to feel that every day. Important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So shall we open?
Oh, no, we got to say it to each other first. Sometimes it helps.
Oh.
Sometimes it helps to hear it from someone else.
You know, does it always have to be the same? No.
No.
So let's look to the left, to the right.
Yeah, sometimes
Tell
it
each
helps
other
to
how
hear it
one-
from someone else.
You're magnificent. I am forgetful, but I am magnificent. Magnificent, magnificent.
You are magnificent. You are magnificent.
Oh my goodness.
Harry, you're magnificent. Don't forget it.
Hello.
Okay, all right. So,
All right.
now just one to the camera so that the people
Oh
that
yeah,
are
you are
online can feel it.
magnificent. To all
You
of our
are
people
magnificent.
watching.
You are
Woo!
magnificent.
Yes.
They're probably sitting there going, wow, what are they doing on Sunday mornings over
Okay,
there?
so I think we're ready to open. Let's do it.
And thank you, Luis, for being our drummer for this opening song.
Guys feel
Thank
like
you,
standing
Louis.
up for a minute? Rise up.
Rise up.
Rise up. That's right, Patrick.
It's spring. Rise up.
When I wake up, I look to the sun. A new thought is within me. In this world, I'm on my mission, where we are rising up to live our life with integrity.
Here we go.
Yes, I am the love that comes from the sun. I am a rainbow rising on. Every single race out of space. Shine on, shine on. I am the love that comes from the sun. I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear. Rise up, rise up, rise up.
Rise up. So what I know right here in this moment as we are rising up, that this is the first day of spring, time to plant something new. And we are planting it new in the mental garden of our mind. And what I know is that it is filled with love. We nurture it with peace, love, passion, excitement, and once again, always love. So what I know for this service is that it unfolds perfectly easily, effortlessly, joyously, filled with laughter, filled with emotion, but most of all filled with God, good, life source. Call it whatever you want. So I just say, rise up. Say it with me. Rise up.
Rise up.
What are we doing? Rise up. So I know that this is the truth, and the law of my being says yes, 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 yes. We release it. We let it go as we rise up and say, and so it is.
'Cause I am the love that comes from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Every single race out of space. Shine on,
Shine on.
shine on.
Shine
Yes,
on.
I am the love that comes from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear.
was rising
you,
up
Louise.
back there. Woo!
Thank you, Louise. Very nice.
That was very Lion King. Oh my goodness. Here you go.
You're next.
It's all about me, isn't it? Oh, okay. What? So that just felt good. There's just no way around that, right? It just felt good. And that's what we're here to do. This is our time for a reading, affirmation, and treatment. And I picked something from Jonathan Lockwood. Huey, are you familiar with? I'm sure you've seen his name around. But I just thought this was appropriate for this first day of spring. And this is what he has to say. Each of us is of infinite value. And each of us has the ability to make a profound difference in the lives we touch. We leave our most profoundly positive impact on those around us by the nature of our lives and the example we set, not how busy we are or how important we believe we are. Setting an example of being loving, relaxed, and joyful, regardless of external circumstances, is a great legacy for our family and for the world. Self-importance, ego, is not a path of happiness. Focusing on one's whole life on responsibilities without taking time for self-renewal and play abandons the joy and the true value of life. I want my tombstone to read, inspired others, rather than never missed a day of work. Wow. Yeah. So I have a little affirmation for us to say that goes with that. And it's this. I'll say it once. We'll say it together. And it is, I am a divine inspiration of life. Very simple, very sweet, shall we? I am a divine inspiration of life. One more time. I am a divine inspiration of life. And just taking that moment to know that that is the truth, that this thing that we talk about, this life force, this thing called God, this thing called good, had a brilliant, magnificent idea. And it manifested as each and every one of us here. What great news that is. What great news that is, that this is who and what our identity, our true identity is. And with that, we are backed with such power, such love, such passion, that not only can move mountains, but can go through mountains. Wow. What an absolute gift to remember who and what we are at all times. So knowing that, I just say yes. Yes to life. Yes to each and every one of us here, with the absolute courage to say, I am that I am. And to know that we just go from this moment to the next unborn moment, remembering truly who we are. And that is good. That is God. So together with such joy, such gratitude, we say, and so it is. There we go. Yeah, lots of stuff going here today. Lots of beautiful emotions. Good morning, Papa Joe. So, shall we have some more special uplifting, rising up with Michael and Carrie? Yeah, rise up. There you go.
Well, we are inspired to share a song called Aloha Keakua, and it's written by Nako and Medicine for the People. So if you're familiar with that song, and we arranged it for it to sound a little bit different, but we're excited to share it with you.
Lend your ears, lend your hands, lend your movement, anything you can. Come to teach, come to be taught. Come in the likeness, in the image of God, 'cause you can be like that, with all that humbleness and all that respect. I cry for the creatures who get left behind, but everything will change in the blink of an eye. If you wish to survive, you will find the guide inside.
I go back and forth every single day. The clarity that comes to me in a special way, and the feelings and the places and the seasons change. The galaxies remain. I go back and forth every single day. The clarity comes to me in a special way, and the feelings and the places and the seasons change. The galaxies remain. Aloha, aloha. Keakua, aloha, aloha, kuleana, kuleana, aloha, aloha, keakua, keakua, aloha, aloha, kuleana.
Wow, wow, wow. Yes, thank you so much. You're always a surprise, you two. Always. Always pleasant surprise. Well, here we are again. And today's message and title, if anybody really cares about titles, it's called Moving On Up. Remember that? Do you remember the Jeffersons? Some of you do, some of you don't. Moving on up. Well, here where we are, we think of it more as moving up in consciousness, moving up in awareness. We had a beautiful heart shop yesterday that just was, we had the we were fortunate to do it for the Sacred Journey when it was here, and then we were able to tweak it up and do some wonderful new things, and it just was wow, just to watch everyone just opening up and discovering what it is to live with an open heart, and that means something different for everyone. But I picked a quote to start this out a little bit today before I go into this does everyone remember Dan Millman from The Peaceful Warrior? That's one of those movies that whenever I have any doubt about something that's going on in my life, I just plug it in and I just allow myself like I've never seen it before. It was the first time. So Dan says this: every positive change, every jump to a higher level of energy and awareness involves a rite of passage. Each time to ascend to a higher rung on the ladder of personal evolution, we must go through a period of discomfort. Sorry. He doesn't say that. I did. I have never found an exception to that. Now, interestingly enough, I used to read that and never used it because I found it to be a little negative. What do you mean? No. And me, I'm thinking the dark night of the soul is now optional. So I'm like, this isn't true. This isn't true. But this is very true when we think about discomfort. Yesterday, there was some uncomfortable moments in the morning as we started talking about the F word, forgiveness. It just it takes it to another, got a little scared there, didn't you? And I was live. So the thing that I wanted to share is that we do get to that point that we don't want to be uncomfortable. So what happens is we sometimes become secure with our insecurity because of that. I say to myself, well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It can be even better. I want to let you know of a dream I had because I just share everything with you. So I had a dream, and it was about heights. Now, just to let you know, I do have a little bit of uncomfortability with heights. Anybody else? I'm probably alone, but yes, heights. And I never could quite understand it, but here it was an elevator dream. You know those? So there's a whole crowd of people, and they're all getting on the elevator, and I know that they're going to the top because they're talking about it. Let's go to the 150th story, and I'm thinking, this may not work for me, even though it's a dream. So I go in the other elevator. See ya. And I push the 6th floor. They're all going to the top, and Reverend Patrick's going to the 6th floor. I got it down. That's where I'm comfortable, going to the 6th floor of awareness, by the way. So I get in it, and guess what? Of course, it jams and starts to go like that. And in my dream, my heart is racing. Everything is going because I'm still not aware that I'm in a dream. Have you ever been there? So it becomes very real. So all of a sudden it goes like this. And I'm thinking, why didn't I get in with the people that were going to the 150th floor? They're probably already there enjoying the view, and I am stuck. Have you ever been there? Just a metaphor or two here. So I get in there. And then it's before, and the phone doesn't work. I can't get out of there, and I'm thinking, and I'm one of those dreamers that can wake up in the middle and go, it's just a dream, and then get out of it quickly. Not this time. So there was a message to be held. So I'm going up to this thing. So then I see that there is a ladder there for me to climb out of my mess. Have you ever been there? Yeah. So I start to climb, but guess what? It crumbles. Everything crumbles, and I can't climb because it's crumbled and rotten in my hands. So you think to yourself, why is he telling us this dream? And who really cares? But I know, you know me well enough to know something's behind this elevator that I needed to know. So I decide to go in and go up to and get out and get into another elevator. Does the same thing. So now I'm repeating because I haven't made a new decision. I haven't dedicated, I haven't committed myself that it's all right for me to go to the top. All this in a simple dream, by the way. Didn't pay a dime for it. Not a psychiatrist, not a therapist, nothing. Didn't have to pay a dime for this, all in my dreams. And that's that intuitive letting me know something. So when I woke up from that, my heart was racing, and I never did finish the dream. So I decided to finish it within myself, and I went into meditation, and I went into my spiritual ritual in the morning. And I thought to myself, what am I really afraid of with heights? Well, the first thing you say is control. I'm out of control. I like to feel like I'm in control. Anybody ever been there? Yeah. We want to know that we're in control, but there's a part of us that knows that we're not truly in control of the outside, but we are in control of what's going on inside. And so for me, what I got from that is I said, so what are you really afraid of in consciousness? To go all the way to the top. And you know what I'm talking about. All the way, not the kind of, and I'll just do with that. And a lot of times people think of it like in the Jeffersons, it was about moving on up to the east side, right? Where you got all the stuff. And so that means I'm here, I've arrived. But there was more to it. I said, really, Patrick? And I went way down to the bottom of my soul to see what an ice cream felt. I don't know why I'm doing musicals today, but something is there. But anyway, so I asked myself, why do you do this? And what it was is to go to the top of consciousness, I must be fully 100% responsible. That means that I have to give up my stories. My stories. Who am I going to be if I give them up? They're part of my identity. They did me wrong and all that stuff makes me who I am today. I'm holding on still. So I envisioned myself pushing that elevator and going to the very top and looking out and saying, it's not that scary. What is scary is that if I come to the end of this expression of life and I look at it and I say, oh, I just wished I would have pushed the 150th floor instead of the 6th floor. So what it does for me in this moment is it makes me a little emotional. But here's the good news. Anybody who thinks it is too late for anything, you are wrong. You are wrong. And say, prove it, I know you're wrong. Because it doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter that the elevator got stuck on the 6th floor for 25 years. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter that I can't get out. I can. Because the consciousness of who we are, the awareness of who we are, is absolutely breathtaking. It is breathtaking. And guess what will happen? If I go to the top and everything crumbles around me, I will have seen the view. Or as Martin Luther King would say, I've seen the mountain top. And if everything crumbles around me, I know from the very bottom of my being that I will fly. I will fly. Because it's what I'm made of. Yeah, so the journey can sometimes feel a little uncomfortable. It can feel uncomfortable. It can be like being size 30 pants when you need to be in 32s. Just saying. So the message today is in this moving on up. Oh boy, you should live inside of me. Just FYI, live inside of this. So all I know is that moving on up is moving up in consciousness at your own pace, at your own level. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Yes, I'll take that. Whatever floor you decide to push, know that you are always backed by infinite intelligence and love and you'll never, ever be left alone. That I do know. Namaste. Well, we have a treat for you today, and I'm going to let Michael introduce, or that would be Carrie. Boy, my directions are just totally. Rita, you drive anywhere we're going today.
Is it? Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry. We just switched it up. Anyways, we would love to welcome Freddie Lara. We're so excited to have him share his voice with us. We heard him during his sound check, and you guys are in for a real treat. So Freddie has, just reading his bio, he has done so much with his life, and he has sang and toured in over 38 countries. He's worked with many amazing individuals, and is also a big part of the Agape ministry, and has held the position of music minister for the Inspire spiritual community in Hollywood, California. So we are so very grateful and very honored that you are here sharing your beautiful gifts with us today. So here is Freddie Lara, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Patrick, Rita, Carrie, Michael, for having me. The quote of today, where is Reverend Diana? Oh, it was so great. Remember who you are is what I took away. You know, and I was thinking, remember who you are, the Lion King. And I went to go to the restroom, and I came back, and then Sage was being held up like that, and I thought, the Lion King, oh my God, there it is. And then you brought it up. And I thought, oh my God, there's something going on here. You know, I came here 7 weeks ago. I was very sick. I had an attachment. How beautiful that it's Easter week. The idea of the place of the skull and the attachment, and my God, why have you forsaken? And then it is finished. And then raising up again, the metaphysical responses that we raise from the dead when we release those attachments. And I thought about the Lion King, you know. The scar, Uncle Scar, the wound tells him, run. You're guilty and you must run as far as you can. And he runs, and he finds the lower companions in the forest, in the wilds. And Hakuna Matata really only means pour me another drink, doesn't it? And then one night he sits there. One night for me was the last 7 weeks. I was going to stay 2 weeks, but I stayed now 8 weeks. I have another week to go, and I run into John, and he's been such a help. Mr. Lidgate over there gave me a big hug and said, "Oh, you need some help, buddy." And then Ron in the back helped me so much, and my teacher, who flew me out here because she knew this attachment had made me very sick, so sick that I ended up in the hospital. And so she flew me out here and has been taking very good care of me. And I'm not easy sometimes. But at some point, the voice came, remember who you are. You have forgotten me because you have forgotten who you are. And even as the voice begins to melt away again into the ether, Simba runs after him and says, please don't leave me, because we don't realize that we can never be left. It's within us, that I don't need another person to make me perfect, whole, and complete. And then with some strong voice, when I remember who I am, I take that roar. And something new is born from that. The holy instant, the Course in Miracles says, when you leave the past behind, it allows for something new to be born. So thank you, Sage, for really showing us a picture of spring, right? Something new can be born. Just remember that in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose, right? So grateful. So grateful. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep. Some nights I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times when I lose the light and let my spirit sink, but I can't stay depressed when I remember how I'm blessed. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. In a city of strangers, I've got a family of friends. No matter what rocks and brambles fill the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I feel a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but standing here in the promised land, this hand will shepherd me through delight and despair, holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, or hope for more, or dream of more, but giving thanks for what I've got makes me so much happier than keeping score in a world that can bring pain. I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, my feet, your feet can learn to dance. Whatever stones life may sling, we can dance and we can sing. Grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Truly blessed and duly grateful.
There's not much left to say. I think we can all just feel that beautiful, amazing God coming through you. Thank you. Which helps us recognize it coming through us. It's all one thing. Thank you, Freddie. That was amazing. I love that song and you did it. It's spectacularly. Wow. While you were singing, I just got this voice saying to me, go get the Science of Mind textbook, and I had left it in the office, so I said, Patrick, go get it off the table, because whenever I'm asked to find something and read it, and I'm going to ask Reverend Diane to find it for me. It's the letter from Ernest Holmes at the beginning. Peace be unto you, stranger, that one. Okay. So, yeah, we had this workshop yesterday about opening our hearts. And thank you. I knew you could find it. And we've had people tell us, you know, our own spiritual counselors, that maybe the reason we came to Kauai, we think we came maybe to help other people, but what we really came was to open our own consciousness. And that makes like really sense to me, totally and completely, because I can't do anything in life if I don't start right here. And that's what our whole teaching is about. Right here, on a perfect alignment between the head, the mind, and the spirit. All of it is as one thing in the body. And it has to start right here. One of the things that came up in the workshop yesterday was the idea that we're responsible, which Patrick talked about, for our life experience, totally responsible for it. Not to blame ourselves for things that happen and experiences that we have, but to take full responsibility, because nothing can happen unless it comes through us. Nothing happens to us. That's our philosophy. And so the most important thing is the idea of self-esteem and loving ourselves. So all the wonderful words that Freddie sang in his song, I want us to sing to ourselves. You can be grateful for me. You can be grateful for Patrick. You can be grateful for your mom, or not grateful, or, or you know, be inspired by Reverend Diane's words. But there's a place within you that has all of that. Someone asked me, well, it's really nice to have people say things nice about you, right? But it's not nice to have people say things not nice about you. And both of them happen, right? So if one happens and you feel really good about that and everything, and you get all excited about that, and then you're relying on that for your self-esteem, and then somebody comes up, which has happened to me recently, and said something not so nice, then I take that in, and then that becomes my real self, and that's not my real self. My real self is what's within my heart, within my soul, which is the really true thing that can never ever leave me, no matter what is going on in my life. So moving up in consciousness for me is getting really in touch with that, so that nothing can move it. And I feel like all the experiences I've had in my life have brought me to that point. All those experiences, like maybe of growing up in a home that wasn't totally positive with me, and maybe my dad, maybe in his own way of trying to make me strong, criticized me, or said things that weren't kind. But I believe that on some plane of action, I chose that. I summoned that to me. We talked about that yesterday, and it got everybody all startled. That you actually summon things to you to get yourself in touch with that true self, because you're not getting it. So something comes up. But the thing to know is that you're always, always, always safe. Always. And I just want to read this poem because it's so beautiful. And to me, it has a whole new meaning now, after your song and after the workshop yesterday and after this idea that everything's within here. Ernest Holmes wrote this. It's at the beginning of the Science of Mind textbook, and it says, "Peace be unto thee, stranger. Enter and be not afraid. I have left the gate open, and thou art welcome to my home. There is room in my house for all. I have swept the hearth and lighted the fire. The room is warm and cheerful, and you will find comfort and rest within. The table is laid, and the fruits of life are spread before thee. The wine is here also, it sparkles in the light. I have set a chair for you, where the sunbeams dance through the shade. Sit and rest and refresh your soul. Eat of the fruit and drink of the wine. All is yours, and you are welcome." What a beautiful piece of writing. If you say that to yourself and realize all of that is within you, You don't have to go somewhere else for it. We don't have to go somewhere else. We don't have to wait for somebody's compliment. We don't have to wait to be rich. We don't have to wait to be healthy. We don't have to wait to be any of those things. It's all here, right here where we are, just waiting for us to recognize it. Yesterday I was listening to Makana. It's okay. And I sent my daughter to go see him in Santa Fe because he was over there, and she went to see him. I haven't talked to her since then, but I can't wait to see what she thought of him. But I don't really care because I know what I think of him. And he knows, and he definitely knows what he thinks about himself, right? So he said this on a YouTube thing that I watched. It was a TEDx, and he said he was giving a 16-minute TED Talk with music, and he was talking about God. And he said, when you realize that you're standing at the gates of heaven and that you are the one preventing yourself from entering, that is when your journey into perfect health begins. What you are is all that you need. You're standing at the gates of heaven, and where is heaven? Right here. It's not some outside place we're going to go to, when we be good enough and let go of these bodies. It's right here now. We get to live it now, and the only thing stopping us from it is ourselves. Duh. Okay. So what my message is today, let's just open up to that. Let's move up into that idea that everything we are is right here, and everything that we need is right here, and what we require is right here. There's nowhere we have to go for it. We don't have to wait for the right thing to happen. It's right here. It's right here. It's all right happening, because it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't right, because it's what we need in this moment. So I just know that we're always safe, we're always protected, we're always perfect health, we're always have supply and all our needs met. There's no such thing as death. Death is no such thing. I carry my dad with me every day. He's here. I can feel him. I know him. There's no such thing. And someday we're going to even know more about that. I know it, but we got to get the first little things first and then move up into the next plane of action. So I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for everybody that shared today and all the wonderful blessings, Freddie and Carrie and Michael and all of you coming here to join in this consciousness, and Patrick, my beautiful husband who has wonderful dreams all the time, and I get to hear about them. They're great. And I learn from them. So I'm just grateful, grateful, grateful. Thank you, everyone, and aloha. Namaste. Thomas. Okay, so
I think spiritually someday we'll be able to use those powerful spiritual word, duh. We're going to be like, whenever something happens and we get lit up and we remember who we are, we'll just go, duh.
There's a talk title.
Yeah,
Duh.
duh, that'll be the next one.
Oh, my God. Wait, I got to add a little post because I did have a dream and I needed to say it. It's going to be a quick one, though. I had a dream. It was an earthquake, and I was in a car rolling toward a river, and I was going to go off the end into the ocean. And I was in this car, and then somebody said, well, I said it. I said, why don't we just jump out now, and we won't go into the ocean? And so we all jumped out, and we lived happily ever after. But the question is, so if we're in a place of that stagnation or whatever you want to call it, just jump out and into spirit, duh.
But you forgot the part where you went back to get the sheets off the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
Okay,
that
never
part?
mind. That's another talk. Okay.
Okay, so there you go.
There we go. All right.
So, we talk about transparency here, and I had to go get the book, Freddie, when you were singing, and you just, it's so funny when somebody's that transparent. We sang that song with you as you, and you as us. So we are very big about authenticity here and transparency, and that was a lovely example of what it's like to truly open up and live from the heart. So mahalo.
Let your
mahalo.
divine urge out. Thank you.
So this is our time of giving even more, if you can even imagine, even more giving and receiving. And I'm just looking around. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm grateful. And so this is our time of affirmative giving. Would you like to do the affirmation? It's in your
Divine
program.
love consecrates
It's
my
my
gift.
gift.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I give freely today, knowing it returns to me abundantly. Take it away.
There we go.
I see you see me. Now is the time to set our hearts free. We've come to shine, shine, shine. We've come to shine, shine, shine. And live in gratitude. We're gonna breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly.
So what I know right here and right now is that my heart is filled with such gratitude, such thanksgiving, such love for this day, for this service, for this time together, for everything that is in this basket. I know it does go forth to heal and prosper and bless this world, and I know that it blesses our lives, are always blessed at all times. That's what it is, because that's who we are. We are a blessing. We are the presence and divine presence, and we are letting that presence out right here and right now. So with immense gratitude in my heart, I just simply release this word. I release it as law, and I say, and so it is. Thank you.
Woo. We had quite a first day of spring, did we not? And just a little thing, we're going to have a little Easter egg hunt next week for the kids too. So if you know any kids, bring them on down, because they're going to be looking for that golden egg that's right inside of them, is what it is. So let's do a few thank yous here, shall we?
Are they here?
So my thank yous are here. For those wonderful announcements, I'd like to thank Patrick FEren, who channeled Michelle beautifully today. Thank you, Michelle. And Reverend Diane, thank you for that wonderful meditation. And our greeters not only are revolutionary agreement, but they are revolutionary greeters. So it was, now I forgot, I go Glenn and Marion. It was all about you, Marion. I forgot all about our Glenn for a moment. And so Roseanne, who's doing whatever she does, but she's on the board, and she just is really one of the pillars here at CSL Kauai. And Rob in the back, live streaming.
Yay.
He
Thank
lets us
you.
bring this to the world, and we get a lot of feedback from that. And then our flowers today, actually, but don't let me forget, we have your pot back. Oh, did you?
They're actually from
Right here, honey. They were left over from last week, so we brought them. They were.
No, these are from Sharon and Rob from Oregon.
Oh my
'Cause
gosh,
they
I
left
thought
them
they
at
were
our
Reverend
house,
Diane.
so we thought, we'll just bring them. So there they are.
There you go. Once again, who's driving the car today? And then the bookstores, our wonderful Stephanie, who always is kind of at the end of it, but she's doing our bookstore today, and we are so appreciative. And we have some little snacks, little pound cake too for us today. And Freddie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Give it up for Freddie, who brought his wonderful.
Thank you for having
and
me.
Luis on the drums.
And Michael and Carrie.
And Michael and Carrie
brought
for
it
the
all
beautiful
together.
music, and for all of you who brought your beautiful consciousness in this room today. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Yay, Sage.
All right.
Oh, the kids. We're not used to having. Come on in. Hold on a second. Hold everything. Thank you. Yeah, we're just so spontaneous here. All right. Come on over. If they don't want to, that's okay. All right. All right. Show everybody your picture. Yay! Thank you. And thank you to Janice for taking care of the children today. And Sue, oh, that's where you were. I was wondering. Thank you. Aloha. Thank you. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Everybody want to rise up one more time? Can we keep this going?
All right, here we go. Reaching out my hand with an open heart. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go the thoughts that do not make me strong. And I believe this way can be the same for everyone. So I just let go of what I don't know. And I know I'll only do this by living in the moment, living our life, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. We're living in the moment.
Oh, yeah. I'm living in the moment, all right? Okay. We are all living in the moment. That's where we belong, in the moment. So I know that for each of us, that we go through this week living each moment, moment by moment, in that love and in that graciousness to ourselves, being our best friends at all times. I know that, and I know we spread this light out into the world. So I give great gratitude for being here today, all of us, and for everything that transpired. Mahalo, 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 I say, as we say, and so it is.
We're living in the moment. We're living our lives, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, with peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. We're living in the moment. We're living our lives, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, we're already home. We're living in the moment.
Woo! Don't forget Men and Women's Group. Aloha.
Put that over there.
Oh, look, if you know how to take pictures, don't you? You're like,
He's done this one.
okay, one more. Say, right there. Thank you very much. You're welcome. We'll see you soon. We're going to be there.